What's up, everybody? Let's get right into this. Let's not waste no time today. What's up, James? What's up, Jack Black? I'm not a big chicken fan.
Did you send that to me, Edmund?
No, I haven't. All this information can be found on the FBI, United States Attorney's Office website, on the FBI website, under Crimes Against Children. Monday, January 6, 2025. U.S. Attorney's Office, District of South Dakota. Somerset woman sentenced to 40 years in federal prison for multi-state sexual exploitation of minors. Rapid City, United States Attorney Allison J. Ramsdale announced on Monday that U.S. District Judge Karen E. Shriver sentenced a Somerset, South Dakota woman convicted of seven federal criminal offenses, including enticement to travel for illegal sexual activity, travel with intent to engage in illicit sexual activity, possession of child pornography, obstruction of justice, tampering with a witness, and transfer of obscene material by a minor. The sentencing took place on January 3rd, 2025. Emily Nicole Yearly, 26, was sentenced to a total of 40 years in federal prison, which will be followed by 5 years of supervised release. She will pay a $700 assessment to the Federal Crimes Victims Fund and $3,000 in restitution to one of her victims. Other victims' family will make a latter restitution request. Yuri will also pay restitution to the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force for forensic examinations of Yuri's phone and other devices. This is among the most heinous cases of child exploitation our office has prosecuted, said U.S. Attorney Allison J. Ramsdale. The lengths to which Emily Yuri went to groom and then manipulate these young girls is reprehensible, and the use of these minor victims as pawns in a game of sexual abuse and terror is unforgivable. Yuri earned herself every month of today's federal sentence. Let us all be grateful for the expertise of the DCI's Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force and the coordinated efforts of law enforcement agencies throughout South Dakota and other jurisdictions. Law enforcement through investigation exposed Yuri's criminal activity and allowed the U.S. Attorney's Office to seek justice in federal court. I commend the state troopers, the Division of Criminal Investigation, and South Dakota law enforcement for working with law enforcement across state lines to protect young victims and hold a serious offender accountable. Human trafficking and its young victims remain a national concern, and we unfortunately are not immune from in South Dakota, said South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley. In July 2022, a federal grand jury charged Yearly with multiple crimes arising out of her criminal conduct with minors, including attempted exploitation of a minor, transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, enticement of a minor using the internet, and travel with intent to engage in illicit sexual activity. The multi-state investigation revealed Yearly offended against multiple victims, all of whom were minors from Mississippi, Kentucky, Florida, and Missouri. Yearly pleaded guilty to 7 federal offenses on November 1st, 2024. On June 25th, 2022, Yearly was arrested by the South Dakota Highway Patrol after being pulled over for speeding. Yearly had a 14-year-old female in her vehicle who had been reported missing from Mississippi. When Yearly bonded out of jail later, she immediately contacted the same minor spray painted her truck to avoid detection, and returned to Mississippi, where Yearly removed the child from her home a second time and took her to Kansas. The investigation revealed that Yearly routinely presented herself to be an underage male named Riley and used TikTok and other cell phone apps to obtain access to minor females over the course of 3 years. Yearly traveled to multiple states to meet her victims and convince them to run away with her. Yearly crossed state lines intending to engage in sex with her victims, and then took her victims across state lines with similar intentions. Yearly sexually abused at least one of her victims using a prosthetic penis after giving alcohol to the minor. Yearly possessed sexually explicit photos of a minor female from Kentucky with whom Yearly had an illegal sexual relationship with and to whom Yearly sent sexual explicit photos of a prosthetic penis. Yearly had other illegal relationships with a minor from Missouri, whom Yearly hid from police in a college fraternity house. After Yearly was arrested in Rapid City, and while she was in custody at the Pennington County Jail, she attempted to persuade one of her victims not to testify against her and used the same victim to try to persuade a Missouri victim to similarly not cooperate with the prosecution. This is a small victory, but a victory nonetheless. What's up, Darlene Maggie? Yes, people are sick. That is true. You guys give me just 1 minute, please. I'd appreciate it. Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Here's a more recent case. What's up, Sherry Price? What's up, Remy? Glad you're all here. I appreciate it. What's up, Amy? How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Andy Heinrich, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Sioux Falls man sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for attempted enticement of a minor using the internet. Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. For immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, District of South Dakota. Sioux Falls. United States Attorney Allison J. Ramsdale announced on Wednesday that U.S. District Judge Lawrence L. Pearsall has sentenced a Sioux Falls, South Dakota man convinced of attempted enticement of a minor using the internet. The sentencing took place on January 6, 2025.
It's not even January 26th yet.
January 6th, 2025. Calvin Michael Frankus, age 37, was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay a special assessment to the Federal Crime Victims Fund in the amount of $100. Once released from federal prison, Frankus must register as a sex offender. Frankus was indicted by a federal grand jury in April 2024. He pleaded guilty on October 16th, 2024. Canada doesn't want to be called the 51st state. We want to be called Area 51. That's funny. The conviction stems from an incident on March 10th, 2024, when Frankus attempted to have a sexual encounter with a 15-year-old female who turned out to be an undercover law enforcement officer posing as a teenager. Frankus drove to an agreed location and was arrested. And that's all the information I got on that one. Boy, well, that was quick.
Stinky boy. Stinky boy.
No.
Stinky boy.
Oh, man. Oh, this shit pisses me off sometimes, I tell you what. Kansas City man pleads guilty to producing child pornography. Friday, January 3rd, 2025, for immediate release. U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. A Kansas City, Missouri man who drove a 13-year-old victim from her home in Texas pleaded guilty in federal court on Friday, January 3rd, to engaging in illicit sex to produce child pornography. Talib Bawana Muhammad, 26, pleaded guilty before U.S. District Judge Greg Case to one count of production of child pornography. By pleading guilty on Wednesday, Muhammad admitted that he used the minor victim to produce child pornography from June 9th to 15th, 2023. Muhammad met the child victim on a social media application. Muhammad purchased an airline ticket for the child victim, but when she was unable to leave home, he drove to Texas to pick her up and bring her to Kansas City. Law enforcement was notified when the child victim was missing and an Amber Alert was issued. Investigators traced her to Muhammad's residence. Muhammad and the child victim engaged in sexual contact, which Muhammad's video recorded and photographed with a cell phone. Under federal statutes, Muhammad is subject to a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years in federal prison without parole, up to a sentence of 30 years in federal prison without parole. The maximum statutory sentence is prescribed by Congress and is provided here for informational purposes. as the sentencing of the defendant will be determined by the court based on the advisory sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. A sentencing hearing will be scheduled after the completion of a pre-sentence investigation by the United States Probation Office. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Here's one. Kansas City man who is a registered sex offender has been indicted by a federal grand jury on charges related to child pornography. Friday, January 10th, 2025. Brian Keith Rice, 50, was charged in a 5-count indictment returned by a federal grand jury in Kansas City, Missouri on Wednesday, January 8th. Rice is required to register as a sex offender due to his prior felony convictions for possessing child pornography. A federal indictment charges Rice with 3 counts of transporting child pornography across state lines, 1 count of receiving child pornography, and 1 count of possessing child pornography. The charges contained in this indictment are simply accusations and not evidence of guilt. We'll definitely keep our eye on that one. Let's read about this one real quick. VA hospital nurse indicted for child pornography. Monday, December 23rd, 2024. For immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. A nurse at the Veterans Affairs Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri, has been indicted by a federal grand jury on charges related to child pornography. Paula Robert Wyatt, 46, of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, was charged in a 3-count indictment returned under seal by a federal grand jury in Kansas City, Missouri on Tuesday, December 17th. The indictment was unsealed and made public on the 23rd following Wyatt's arrest and initial court appearance. Wyatt is employed as a nurse at the Kansas City VA Medical Center on Linewood Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri. The federal indictment alleges that Wyatt distributed child pornography over the internet on September 9th, 2023. The indictment also charges Wyatt with 1 count of receiving child pornography on October 12th, 2023, and 1 count of possessing child pornography, which involved a victim under the age of 12 on November 22nd, 2023. Have to keep our eyes on that one too. Here we go. Just to kind of drive that point that these people, I just gotta say, as a CSA survivor that has worked with the FBI, some of those folks friggin' rock at their jobs. I couldn't do it. I'd have too much of an ulterior agenda. So just to really drive the point in there, just on how many people there really are and who they are. Lee Summit teacher charged with child pornography. Friday, December 20th, 2024, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri, a Lee's Summit West High School teacher has been charged in federal court on charges related to child pornography. Seth Brummond, 37, of Greenwood, Missouri, was charged with a 2-count criminal complaint filed in the U.S. District Court in Kansas City, Missouri on Thursday, December 19th. Brummond will have his initial court appearance later that afternoon. What's up, Master Troller? Hello, G2K. Stop by to say hello and smash the like button. Hope all is well and you're going to have a great year. Thank you. I hope so too, my friend. And I hope the same for you, Master Troller. What's up, Ghostwalks? The federal criminal complaint charges Brummond with 1 count of distributing child pornography over the internet and 1 count of possessing child pornography from September 1st to December 18th, 2024. According to an affidavit filed in support of the criminal complaint, Lee's Summit police officer received a cyber tip on September 8th, 2024, that a user later identified as Brumman, had uploaded 12 videos of child pornography via the Kik Messenger, that's KIK Messenger application. On Thursday, December 19th, Lee's Summit law enforcement officer placed Brumman's residence under surveillance for the purpose of serving federal search warrants. Officers followed Brumman when he left his house and at about 6 a.m., officers conducted a traffic stop and placed Brumman under arrest. Officers seized his iPhone as well as a computer tower that was in the trunk of his car. The charges contained in this complaint are simply accusations and blah, 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 blah. Teachers, all of that. They're around us every day, you guys. Hi, Latoya. It just shows right there that these parasites are all over the place. Every single day we pass by them. It's horrible. I don't know what else to say about it. We got to do better. We got to do better. That's for sure. We got to do better. Hashtag do better. How about that? Can we hashtag that up? What's up, Chaka? What's up, my friend? How are you today, bud? Louisiana man charged with kidnapping resulting in death and transporting a minor in interstate commerce with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. Friday, January 3rd, 2025. For immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Louisiana. New Orleans, a U.S. Attorney, Dwayne A. Evans, announced that Daniel Wayne Callahan, age 37, a resident of Amity, Louisiana, was charged on the 3rd in a 2-count bill of information with kidnapping resulting in death in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1201A, Count 1, and transporting a minor in interstate commerce with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, a violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 2423A, Count 2. Callahan was previously charged for his crimes in a federal complaint on June 14th, 2024, and has remained in federal custody since that time. According to the Bill of Information, on or about June 13th, 2024, Callahan kidnapped minor victim 1 and minor victim 2 from Low Ranger, Louisiana, and transported them to the state of Mississippi using a 2012 Chrysler 200. Callahan's actions resulted in the death of minor victim 1 and adult victim 1. Additionally, the Bill of Information alleges Callahan transported minor victim 2 from the state of Louisiana to the state of Mississippi with the intent that minor victim 2 engage in sexual activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense, namely violations of criminal law of the state of Louisiana, including LA State 14.81 and Louisiana revised statute 43.1, and the state of Mississippi, including Mississippi Code 97-3-95 and Mississippi Code 97-523. For count one, Callahan faces a mandatory minimum sentence of life in prison, up to 3 years of supervised release, up to $250,000 fine, and a $100 mandatory special assessment fee. For count two, Callahan faces a mandatory minimum of 10 years in prison and up to life in prison, at least 5 years, up to a lifetime of supervised release, up to $250,000 fine, and a $100 mandatory special assessment fee. A conviction on count two may also require Callahan to register as a defender. U.S. Attorney Evans retired reiterated that a bill of information is merely a charge and that guilt of the defendant may be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Boy, Project Safe Childhood has been busy. I said Project Safe Childhood has been busy. Busy. Jefferson Parish man sentenced to 25 years imprisonment for producing child sexual abuse videos. Monday, December 23rd, 2024, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Louisiana. Jaden D. Hall, age 23, of Harvey, Louisiana, was sentenced for federal crimes involving child sexual abuse. What's up, James? Hall previously pled guilty to one count of production of materials involving the sexual exploitation of children, a violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 2251A and E, and 3 counts of transportation of materials involving sexual exploitation of children in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 2252A1 and B1. According to court documents, Hall created child sexual abuse videos and used social media accounts to distribute those videos and other child sexual abuse materials through the internet. United States District Judge J.C. Zaney sentenced Hall to 25 years in prison for the production count. For each transportation count, Hall was sentenced to 20 years in prison, concurrent with the production count. Hall was also sentenced to 5 years of supervised release after his release from prison and payment of $100 mandatory special assessment for each count. So let's see, he's age 23. Okay, age 23. So we got 25 years. In prison for the production count. For each transportation count, Hall was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Concurrent. That means they run together at the same time and they count at the same time, right?
Yep.
So he's literally going to do 25 years in prison. So he'll be 48 when he gets out. Is that a victory or no? I say it's not. I say it's not. I say it's not. Yeah, so I have come up with a few ideas for some other things to start doing over here on this channel. I got to run by a couple of people. See if they want to join me, because it's kind of, they don't know it yet, but it's kind of their idea. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, no, it's not a victory. That's right, Darlene. HTI Media, if he gets out, so don't have a good time in prison. If he gets out. SOs don't have a good time in prison. Yeah, well, even so, it's still not good enough, I don't think. HTI Media, I'm saying that's just my personal opinion. I tend to I tend to have a different outlook on these crimes. So, and what the sentences should be, they don't ever match up to the crime, I don't think. So, there is that.
Very rarely.
Very rarely do they match up to the crime. You're right.
They do sometimes.
Yep. Yep. My honest opinion. You want my honest opinion? Put a one in the chat if you want my honest opinion of what I think should happen to him. Probably won't shock you. It might. It shouldn't. It could. Who knows? Know what I mean?
Please, letter, please. Yeah, just remove by one.
Well, HTI. Okay. There's 2 ones. Well, I guess I got to tell you guys now. So here we go. They should be executed. They should be executed. People shouldn't have to pay for them to sit in prison and get prison justice, if you want to call it that.
I got one. Remove by one.
We shouldn't have to pay for them to get meals, 3 meals a day, a roof over their head. They don't ever have to worry about bills and shit again. Like, there's no justice in that for me. I say send them to the maker and have him sort it out. Well, Darlene, you and I share that same insight. So there you go. Being a survivor of sexual abuse as a child, I tend to have a harsh opinion about it. Some people would consider it harsh. Some people wouldn't. I consider it to be the greatest judgment of all, is sending them to God. Death row is easier for the inmates because they are kept separate from other prisoners, but they know what the end means. Yeah, but I'm not saying send them to death row. I'm saying execute them. Yes, we do. Idaho passed the law that it is a death sentence offense for some, for very few of those crimes. So you're in Idaho too, Darlene? Well, if you don't, what part of Idaho are you in? Because I'm in the 208 myself, man. Yes, indeed. No, you just ruined your life. You just ruined your life.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't crying like that before. You were having fun. About 30 miles from Boise. Oh, right on. Right on.
Stop, man.
I'm in Pocatello. P-Town, you know. That's cool. That's cool. I love meeting other Idahoans on here.
It's crazy, dude.
I bet you'd be surprised at the percentage of people that act like that once they get back in the car.
Oh, yeah. People are gangster until them cuffs go click.
You're just gonna fuck yourself up, dummy.
Right on. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And Idaho has some of the worst penalties, I think, when it comes to these crimes, but that's cool that they passed that law. But if you read into the law, it's not very many of them, and it's got to be like basically some resulting in death or serious lifelong injury, basically. Violent crimes like that violent sexual crimes against children, it's supposed to, but we'll see how it goes. It gets our foot in the door. It's a step in the right direction, and I'd like to see it. I'd like to see all sex crimes committed against children, whether they go interstate or not. I think they should all be federal crimes because eventually that whether it's production of child pornography or whatever, it will go from state to state, and eventually that child will be a victim in multiple places. So I just say put it all at the federal level, so it's a clear cut case. You know, there's no question about what sentence they can have and all that. Cut and dry. You do this, you're gonna lose your fucking life. Plain and simple. No sitting on death row for 20 years. Appeal after appeal after appeal. No, you get one appeal, and after that, you're dead meat. 100% is how I feel about it. 100%. That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do they have to register on the federal level?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's the state sex offender registry and the federal sex offender registry. Now, if you're federal, you're only on the federal offense on the federal registry, and if you're on state, you're only on the state registry, which I think is stupid as well. Stop it, Noya. If the crime is shared to the internet, then it should be yes. And trust me when I tell you, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I can guarantee you that 99% of all these crimes that somebody commits, like, they're getting put on the internet and going interstate or internationally. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I sure do.
Would you?
Will you grab me two half and half twisted teas?
Half and half.
Mm-hmm.
Twisted teas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, my car's in the car.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Darlene, what would you see? What would you like to see happen in Idaho when it comes to these kind of crimes? How would you like to see Idaho handle it? I agree. I agree, HTI. I agree. Should be all on one website, one page, all together, on display for the entire country and world to see. For sure. Let's see. Okay, can you guys see this? Yes, you can. Blow this up here. So this is the National Sex Offender Registry public website. Search public sex offender registries, safety and education. About the National Sex Offender PW. Search sex offender registries for all 50 states, the District of Columbia, U.S. territories, and Indian country. 3,515,796 searches since January 1st, 2025. 3 million searches in 9 days. Wow. Search by location. Let me see. Somebody throw a state out there. What state should we lose? Which state should we look up? The other side of that is that there has to be a threshold to get on it. A case of statutory rape might be 2 kids fooling around and parents file charges. That part can be slippery. Yes, I agree. And it's not, there's no simple way to fix all this. And it's doable. It'll take some work. All right, darling, let's look up Idaho. Should we look up Boise or Nampa? Or Mountain Home? It is a slippery slope, but with time, I'm sure that we could work out all the kinks. I have an aunt who lives in Mountain Home. So for those of you that don't know much about the Mountain Home area, it's not a very big place. It's not really that populated of a place, I guess you could say. But I just put in a random address, 100 Main Street, and here's what we got. So each one of these red dots represents another registered sex offender. So in a 3-mile radius from this fake address I put in, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oops. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 53, 54, 54. So in this tiny city, there's 54 registered sex offenders. Let's see about this guy. Here's Mark Marks, residentials. So there's one. Let's see about this one. Ronald Cruz. Evan Miller. And this is all public information, so I can't be in trouble for it. Raymond Zaragoza. Guess what? I'll make you famous, guys. Carl Clementine. James Heath. Look, these guys live real close to each other. Let's see how close they live. About a block. Living a block from each other. That's always good shit. You know, like what I do is I'll look at our national. I'll look at our weather. Wow, just well. Yep, it's about 1,200 in Mountain Home Air Force Base. Yep, or 12,000. Yeah. Brady Matthews. These ones are basically next door neighbors. Robert Everett. These guys literally live 1, 2, 3, 4 houses away from each other. Look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses away from each other. Two blocks away. A block away, a block away. Now let's look up my home area. How about that? How about it? Let's go with 900. Customer. Pocatello, 3 miles. Watch this place light up like a fucking Christmas tree, you guys. Look at this shit. Oh, there's a bunch of new pin marks on here. This is interesting.
Huh.
There's a bunch of new pin marks on the National Sex Offender Registry for our area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple of notifications.
So let's see. Memorial Park. Lima Rollins. He's a neighbor. One right next to Del Monte. Roger Bradley. Danielle Tiggin and James Leroy. Both living in the exact same fucking building. Look at that shit. How about that shit? Click on one and you get 2. Tobin Adler. Holy shit. There's at least, oh my God, dude. This is wrong, dude. James West Eaton. Wendy Begitely. And Donetta Barney. 1, 2, 3 of them in the same fucking building complex. Wow.
Here.
Absolutely
Here's
fucking
insufficient
wow.
funds.
Oh shit.
So I
Yeah.
just used my money, so yeah. The money sent me is what I used.
Yeah. Yeah, darling. That's Pocatello. That's fucking Pocatello. Let's see. Here, check this out. Let me see. So Lander, Clark, Fremont, Buchanan, Memorial Park. So right here is a high school. Let me see. You can see my little hand there? Right there's a high school. This is a high school. So this person's living here probably illegally. Jonathan Schick. I think I reported him last time I did this. For living within 1,000 feet of a school. Because here in my town, a block is like almost 300 feet, or right, just a little over 300 feet. So 1,000 feet is just over 3 blocks. So right here's a high school. And go down this way a little bit further. Bridger Sublet. This area right here is a middle school. This is a middle school. Right here. Yeah. Then there's an elementary school. Where's the road at? Let me see. Sublet, Bridger, Johnson, Buchanan, Orchard, Custer Street. This is Custer Street right here. So if we follow this up the hill here, go up Gwen. Look at this. This is really, oh wow, this is really interesting. This is an elementary school right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is an elementary school. This dude right here, Luke Lavelle. I have to remember that guy. And this guy right here, Aaron Walker. Guaranteed, this is the whole boundary line of this elementary school right here. So 1,000 feet. Yeah, both of these guys are clearly in violation of that law. So guess he'll be getting a phone call Monday morning. That's right.
They know about it though.
Well, it's time something gets done.
Nothing, probably.
They're breaking the fucking law. They're breaking the law.
I know. I'm just saying they house people. They house them like that every day. Or every time they house them, they know that, and they still house them. So that's what I don't get.
Well, it's time we do something about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to get a real idea of how bad it is, I imagine it depends on what kind of. No, it don't really matter what kind of sexual assault or abuse they committed. If they're a registered sex offender, they are not to live within 1,000 feet of a school. Period. I've called on people before. But look at all these red dots. Look up your area. Look up your guys' area. Let's go check out Twin Falls.
Nope. She went down there.
I don't know why I stopped pulling it up, but anyway,
You pulled up his picture.
Huh?
Pulled up his picture. Is that what you're looking for?
no. I was trying to get it to pull up all the offenders there. Without having to go back and enter different shit into the search queue. 100 Main Street. Let's go with Boise. Boise, Idaho. Oh my God, you guys.
Wow. Look at that. That's bad.
And that's just a 3-mile radius from
Wow.
100 Main Street in Boise, Idaho. How many of these schools do you think these motherfuckers are living around? Look at this shit. So let's type in West Morris Hill Road. Can I get a number, please? Okay, let me see. Let's go like this. $700 West Morris Hill Road.
Well, right on.
Huh.
I signed a petition and shared it in my community tab, brother.
Right on. Right on, Newman Gaming. Thanks, my friend. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to be bringing you guys a lot more shit like that, too, for real. Okay, well, that didn't work. Service down in California, I guess, whatever. But anyway,
Whitefish, Montana.
okay, we can do that. We can do that real quick. Absolutely. 100 Main Street. Main Street. White Fish, Montana. 3-mile radius. Oh, sorry, Travis. Didn't mean to dox you there, fucking punk. Sorry, I really don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, Whitefish isn't a very big place, but Whitefish isn't a very big spot. How many people are there in Whitefish? HTI? Whoa! Timothy, Texas.
Tourist town, lots of visitors.
Yep. Timothy, Texas.
Ew.
Travis Malone. You're famous, bud. And Gerald Shagwell, whatever his name is. Let's just call him Gerald Loser.
7,500-ish.
Yeah. How about Bozeman? Let's check out Bozeman.
They said Twin Falls is one of the worst places for trafficking, human trafficking.
Yeah.
In Idaho, yeah. Big one.
Quite a few in Bozeman.
And that's just one area, too.
Yeah, that's just one area. Remember, we're rapidly approaching 1 million registered sex offenders on the National Sex Offender Registry. Share screen. Let's check this one out. How many registered sex offenders are in your state? Data for all 50 states.
1 in 3,000, then based on U.S. population, kind of works out for a town 7,500 to have two to three then.
Yep, it does. Yep. According to our analysis, 795,066 people are currently listed on sex offender registries across the U.S. as of August 2024. This is about 8,000 more offenders than in 2023.
Well, how many?
795,000.
Just short of 800,000. Just short of 800,000.
8,000 more offenders in 2023.
2024 sex offender registry rates by state.
Sure, Betty.
What's up, Charbaddy? See, Oregon is the worst. Oregon's total registered sex offenders 33,421.
That Oregon's bad.
Idaho 5,236. California 60,000. Texas 75,000. Florida 32,000. Maine, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York 42,000 in New York. 23,000 Pennsylvania. 21,000 in Ohio, 11,000. This is just ridiculous, you guys. $40,000 in Michigan. 40,000 in Michigan. It's crazy shit, everybody. Right? Holy cow. Holy cow is right. What's up? What's up, Charvetti? I almost said, what's up, G2K? But I'm gonna get out of here. I got another show. I got another place I gotta be here in like 20 minutes. Everybody head over to
I don't want that on my bed.
everyone head over to Hardy Dads. Let me jump over here and get rid of this. Here and here. Here. StreamYard. You're welcome, HTI. You're welcome, HTI. I really wish I didn't have to do it, but I do.
Have a good night, sir.
Thank you, Ghost Walks. If you guys want to come over to someplace to have a good time where we can chill out and chat and just bullshit and basically do what we want, just have some fun. I will drop this link in the chat real quick. Copy that. Go back here.
Welcome, darling.
You're welcome, Darlene. You are welcome. You are all welcome.
Fun on the internet? No way.
Yeah, it can be a good time over there, over at Harley Dads. I'm co-host over there. Come check it out. Starts in like 20 minutes. Hope to see y'all there. Just remember one thing, you guys. One child is one too many, and until there are no children that this is happening to, we can't stop, man. Laters.